Well, hi, I'm Rosebean and I like to draw, and this is a sequel to my last video, which you don't have to watch, just know that it uses the same prompt, which is taking dice and mixing characters from Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. I will then use my character design skills to try to merge these into some sort of cohesive design. That's right, the hands are back for round 2. So we've got our list and we've got our dice, and as usual, 0 is going to represent 10. Alright, here we go. First for Genshin. 8. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Durin! Good grief, can I not draw a line today? Alright, now for HSR. 1, that's Sunday! Now for the second round. 1, Layla! And who will Layla be mixed with? It will be... one moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jotcha! So this first character that we have is going to be a mix of Durin and Sunday. The theme for this character was angelic and demonic mixed together. And I know some people are going to be like, well, Durin's a dragon, not a demon. Well, we need him to be a demon for this scenario, so just let me cook. The line art and design came really easily to me for this one, but the main problem was the colors because these do have very different color palettes. The hair especially, but you'll see that in a minute. As far as the physical traits that would make this character appear both angelic and demonic, I gave him Sunday's little earwing things, but I also gave him Durin's horns. I will make them a different color than Durin's original horns though, so you gotta wait for that. And instead of a halo, I gave him a second pair of wings. If you look closely at the bottom of the coat, there's this little fluffy part, and those are his wings, but he's trying to hide those. He might also have a tail, but I don't know because that's kind of hard to hide and I didn't draw it, so maybe it's just a really short tail. The color palette for the clothing was especially hard because I'm trying to mix white and black and blue and pink and then gold and silver, so it's a lot of clashing, which kind of makes sense for the angelic and demonic theme, but also is really hard to work together in a character design. Did he end up looking like a pile of berries thrown into a fireplace? Yes, but we are still going to love and appreciate this beautiful creature. This beautiful creature does indeed have a name. His name is Fim, which is the last 4 letters of the word seraphim. If you don't know, a seraphim is a type of angel, and I wanted to give him a more angelic name. Durin has these themes of just figuring out what a human is supposed to do, or rather a dragon that kind of looks like human. And Sunday has the themes of trying to find who he is by exploring the world, or rather, like the universe. So I combined these two things and made him a very curious boy who is just experiencing regular life for the first time, so he writes down every new thing he sees. With Plan Arcadia and the whole imagination becoming reality sort of thing, I think this does make sense if he was conjured out of imagination and became real, maybe from a fairy tale or something. And one of the first things he saw when he came out of the fairy tale was scones, and this boy really loves scones. Sunday is known for playing the piano, but as far as I know, Durin can't play any instrument. So I think it would be really cute if Fim played the maracas or the tambourine. Some sort of simple instrument that usually children learn how to play before moving on to more complex instruments. And my cat just jumped on my lap and she is being very cute. And she is purring super loud, so if you hear something bump into the mic, that is probably my cat. Cute. Sorry, I got distracted by my kitty, but if you would like to see me draw my cat, please let me know in the comments below. In the first episode, I rolled 3 female characters and 1 male, but this time it's the opposite, where I rolled 3 male characters and 1 female. This is probably because I made all of the odd characters on Genshin's side be female, while all the even characters were male, but on the HSR side it was the opposite, where all the odd characters were male and all the even characters were female. There's probably something to do with probability and that sort of thing, but that's just a theory. A bean theory. What was I talking about again? Oh, right, Fim. The eyes of Fim were the last thing that I designed about him, and I thought it'd be really cool if he had heterochromia, but also different shapes of pupils. This was actually really hard because I don't remember what Durin's pupils looked like, so I had to just guess that they were slitted, and then I also didn't remember what Sunday's eyes looked like, so I kind of just had to guess again. I probably should have left the blue eye just pupilless, but I had to give him some sort of eye detail, and it looks kind of silly, but that's okay, because here is the final design for Fim. And now we're moving on to my favorite character combo yet, and that being Jiacha and Layla. I love both of these characters so much because just like Jiacha, I love spicy food, and just like Layla, I cannot sleep. Originally, I wasn't going to make her a Foxian, but then I remembered how Layla has a hood, and it would be really cute if there was a singular ear sticking out of the hood, so I gave her the fox traits. The way I drew this character is actually a kind of rare instance for me, because I usually draw my characters just standing up, but I thought with Layla's sleepiness and Jiaocha's blindness, she deserves to be sitting down. But now that I'm thinking about it, if I had a nickel for every time I drew a female character for one of these design challenges and they happened to turn out some sort of blind, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. This is also a perfect time to remind my viewers that blindness is a spectrum. Not all blind people, in fact, rarely any blind people, see complete pitch black. Blindness is a mix of factors such as blurriness, spots in the vision, tunnel vision, and darkness. As an example, this is what a normal sighted person would see, and this is how I think Jiaocha would see. I think his vision is very distorted and blurry, while also being a bit darker than usual. I didn't realize until after creating this character and when I was starting to research names, but her theme is balance. Jiaocha has firepower and loves spicy food. Layla has ice powers and loves ice cream. So the most fitting name for this character would be Mizan, which is an Arabic name that means balance or scales. A pretty fitting name considering that Layla is based on Mesopotamian aesthetics. And to play more in the duality theme, Mizan is definitely the type of girl who puts tahini on her sorbet. She really likes mixing spicy and sweet foods together, and when the food is spicy, sweet, and also cold, her day could not get any better. I think the palette of this character design turned out much better than Fim's. Even though I usually don't use blue and red as the main colors for a design, I think this turned out pretty good because I added the accent of gold, which made it a more primary color palette. The only thing that I would change if I were to redo this is I would add a bit more asymmetry, and also the asymmetry that I did add is only leaning towards her left side. So if I were to go back and change this, I would probably put her bracelet on the right side. One last little detail about her that I really like is that her Foxian traits are derived from the Corsac fox. Corsac foxes can be found all across Asia, but particularly in Mongolia and China. Also, Corsac foxes are known for only being awake at dusk and dawn. These would probably be times where Layla would be awake trying to finish her reports. This video is already super long, and just like Layla, I am very tired, so I did a little bit of drawing off camera, and here is the final Mizan. Okay, I'm done talking now, except I'm not, because stay safe, drink water, and thanks for watching.